You are listening to the Lucha Central Podcast Network. And now, LuchaCentral.com presents Masks, Mats, and Mayhem.
I can all write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to another edition of Masks, Mats, and Mayhem, right here on the Lucha Central Podcast Network. That's still a thing? Did we just steal somebody's signal? Anyway, I am Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMshow75. And we are, in fact, back. We're going to do things a little bit different tonight. We're going to start off hot. We're going to have some fun. What's up to GTV Revolution? What's going on? Homie put out a nice promo for us today. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Grant. Appreciate you and Val. And look, dude, Goatsay is in the house too. Come on, bro.
Goatsay's always in the house.
What
up, Goatsay?
This is ridiculous. This is like a reunion show here. Buddy. We got Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca.
What up, Rebecca?
Howdy. Holy shit, Brent Ross came through. You better be ready. You have no idea what you've gotten yourself into, Brent. I feel
Where's
so
Mr.
sorry
Krabs?
for you. Feel so sorry.
Oh my God, Mr. Krabs.
Hey, look. Little Ricky's already bringing us people in. Thank you, GTV, Little Ricky. Love it. Oh, crap. This guy. We're not even going to talk about him.
Man, I don't even want to talk to that guy.
Tony, you need to just come and do this one of these days, man. It's not that hard, I swear. If I can do it, English is my second language, too. I speak a whole nother language. I don't know what that
Byron can do it. Anybody can do it.
So let me introduce
I'm not doing it, though.
what's going on here and who's here with us today. No, that is not Casey down in the bottom corner there. That is my homie JT. We have done some wrestling things together recently as well. He has got great insight on the biz, and we've been wanting to talk some Lucha Underground together for ages. So tonight, he has come by our house, and I'm sure you will see him here on a fairly regular basis. And oh shit. God dang, the whole crew. What's up?
Roy Lucifer.
Here. Let me tell you. Talk about a guy who knows some Lucha Libre. Roy, we got to get you on the show one of these times too, brother. But JT, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. He is not KC. That is JT. Of course, as usual, we have at Byron Fever, who tells me not to talk about his shoot job working on Jersey Shore. And
oh, my God.
The homie who is, what time is it in Falmouth? It's 4:13 a.m. in Falmouth, England right now. We're joined by Meefloaf. And
I think this is the strongest video feed we've ever gotten from Meefloaf.
Probably. It's I actually ended up doing the internet. I actually wired it in myself. So
that's awesome. Normally you look and sound like you're underwater.
Oh yeah, I know. That's
just like bass in his voice. The microphone's working. There's real.
I gotta say, it's worth interrupting everything just to say your wallpaper is fantastic.
This wallpaper I bought for like nothing from a really cheap store. It was hilarious. I went around everywhere. I was looking at 50 quid roll stuff, and this was like £5 a roll.
That's awesome.
Wow.
We'll save that for the audio version.
Okay, great. There's going to be an audio version. That means extra work for Byron. You can do the audio version this time. We always got a lot of views on that. But look, so here's the new format. Let me just tell everybody what the new format is. This is not going to be a 4-hour extravaganza, guys. We got some things to talk about. We're going to talk about them. We're going to hit a couple of hot topics in wrestling right off the bat. Then everybody here is going to get a chance to rant. So you don't just have to listen to me rant. Then we're going to have a Lucha Underground Lookback because we really still like one of the things people always loved about our show, about us. We always had guests from Lucha Underground. For those who don't know, Byron and I spent a lot of time in the temple. Poor Meefloaf, we never got him across the pond. JT's been a Lucha Underground fan the whole time. So Lucha Underground is one of our big things here on this show. It always has been. We'll talk a lot about the people that came from there and where they're at now and some of those issues as well as some general Lucha Libre as it pertains to American fans of Lucha Libre. Because honestly, there's not really a whole lot of people out there that are focused as American fans on Lucha Libre. which brings me to something that I have to do. Do I have to do this, Byron? Should I just get it out of the way?
Yeah, so we have to announce that Casey isn't here because he got in a car accident and his dick fell off.
Wait.
And so his
Isn't
doctor
he
said he
Grande
can't
Americano?
podcast without it. But on the plus side, he wasn't using it in the first place. So he kind of still just broke even.
First of all,
he asked us
it's
to read
not
that.
what happened. He got a rash. It was an anal rash. We're not going to say how he contracted it, but
Enough wiping or too much wiping?
he should not sit down for extended periods of time because it could get infected. So he's standing by somewhere literally and didn't want to sit down to do the podcast. So
With an ice cube over his butt.
I'm supposed to. Where's the thing? I'm supposed to read his thing. Is it English that I'm supposed to read?
You have
Byron?
to do it in the Paul Heyman voice.
Okay, but I got to scroll way back in this text message because he never transposed it into an email like he was supposed to do. Wait, no, that's the one you wrote. I shouldn't read that.
You should read the.
Okay. Hey, Justin, can I give an official statement for the MMM show whenever the next time you record is? Well, it's not recorded. This is live.
What an idiot! Already.
So there's no telling what
Then
could
you don't have to
happen
read
here.
it. It's not recorded.
My message is that I regret everything and I should have gate kept Lucha Libre because look at where we are now. And it's not just the WWE buying my favorite company or second or third favorite or whatever.
No, I don't think you read that part.
Just pretend they're my favorites.
Yeah,
It's all the so-called Lucha Libre experts that have proliferated since this change. I only endorse Cubs fan Rob Viper and the guys from Lucha World. Ask them for shit if you need help because the professor is done. I guess he's hanging up his Lucha Libre crown here. I guess I also endorse whatever the MMM show does as long as it's not period. It just says as long as it's not, oh, this is a major typo. As long as it's not hate crime or something. Yeah, we're not going to do
only one hate crime.
Meefloaf is still on the show, so some of the things that he says could probably be interpreted as hate crimes.
Boy,
but
he's British.
In a very progressive way, so we'll let that
from the left wing.
Yeah, sure, if that's what you call that. I don't even know. I felt like a hate crime when I was recording 3-hour episodes of MMM show. Yeah, sure he did. But I love everyone. I take blood pressure medication now, so I'm not so smangry anymore. And Byron can eat shit. That's the whole statement. It might need a little proofreading, and it's supposed to say hates crime, not hate crime. Okay.
We recorded for 3 hours, but there was about 3 hours before of us losing it, chatting to each other, waiting for someone to turn up.
Yeah, well, that happens too. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump right into our first hot topic of the night. Ooh, I'm going to make myself big.
I do want to bring up that Charles Underhill, if we can bring up that comment, said Meef looks half the size he was last show. Meef is lean and mean.
Yeah. So having 2 kids will do to you.
You're looking good, man.
You are.
It's distracting to the show now.
Yeah.
Too good looking.
I agree with this. 3-hour wrestling show like the one that was just on is too much. I think I'm over 3-hour wrestling shows at this point. Maybe if there was still just one main product on in a week. But Charles Underhill wants to know who JT's car gamer.
I am.
He's right there, man.
Yeah. Easy answer.
He's right there. All right, so here's hot topic number 1, guys. Last week, WWE announced it was taking WrestleMania overseas. We've gone to Canada with Mania, so it's not just out of the country, but overseas. And there was a lot of talk about going to London, possibly. You know, Nick Khan and Triple H both really want to stick it to Tony Khan and do that fucking Wembley show and knock that number down. But that's not what happened because there was no money coming their way from good old London town. No. It was the Saudis. The Saudis came with not the big bucks, the biggest bucks. The nonsensical, clownish numbers that don't make any, there's no, to spend that amount of money on wrestling, you have to really be able to do something for an entire country because the numbers don't make any kind of sense. But nonetheless, Saudi Arabia has bought WrestleMania for Riyadh season or something now, and
I don't even know what that is.
The stars were out to celebrate.
It's a Catalina wine mixer.
Are they sponsored by Time of the Year?
It was going to do great things it was an opportunity for women to do great things in Meefloaf. You can't laugh when I'm setting it up. We haven't even gotten into the topic yet. Meefloaf is just breaking. So here's the question this week, guys. Do any of the comments coming from WWE rub you the wrong way with this Saudi Arabia thing? Are you feeling good about it? Have they made a good business decision? I'm going to play cleanup on this one. Byron, I'm going to make you go first. So take it away, Byron. How do you feel about WWE Saudi Arabia?
Give me the big screen. I need it for my big head. My official stance is I'm here for Meef's take. I got my popcorn ready. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. My whole thing, there's a lot there. There's a lot that's been said. There's a lot that goes into it. When WWE did the, I wish we had a counter. So like the last 30 seconds, I could just stutter and like try and wrap up and just mess up everything.
Counting in my head. It's fine. I won't let you go.
Okay. When you found out that the first Saudi show made them more money than WrestleMania, and you started hearing more and more about that, I think this became inevitable, and this is the right business decision for them. They're going to give up a lot going to Saudi for the big shows, and they're going to more than make up for it in spades, and then they're going to keep firing people for budget cuts. But the big thing to me is I love WrestleMania season. I loved it when it was out in Los Angeles. I think the best one was in New Orleans, a walkable city, and everything was super close, because you have a week of independent wrestling shows from all over the world that come into your city and put on great shows. If you're a wrestler, you're going to book at least, if you're Speedball Mike Bailey, you're working 7 matches a day for a week straight, and they're all like main events, So like, thanks, Charles. I don't look like that right now anymore. Thanks for the.
Go ahead, TJ Miller. I'll give you an extra 5 seconds for breaking. Go ahead.
So I think that is it's hurting the wrestling industry, because that's a week of shows that are going to make a lot of people and a lot of companies a lot of money, and a lot of venues. Like in LA, all of our local venues that did the New Japan Strong and the Prestige. By the way, Prestige, rest in peace, they're I think folding, unfortunately. That was a great promotion. But all those places, everywhere they'd run a bunch of shows in GCW and at the Ukrainian Cultural Center, those venues would be booked solid. Now all of that's going to be gone. And in addition, WWE would have stuff like the store. They'd put a bunch of new stuff out for people to buy. Like, you're not going to be a casual going to Saudi Arabia to see what is available, the new wrestling belts and new T-shirts, So it's like, I don't know, maybe you'll do a StarCast week or something, but that's a huge thing. I think the wrestling industry is going to take a hit because of these shows. Also, who gives a shit? I'm not going to watch WrestleMania at 3 a.m.
I don't know what's going to happen with the time. All right. So Byron's put in his 2 cents. Let's hear what JT has to say about this. What do you think about Saudi Mania?
Man, it is such a money grab. Like, it does no good for the bigger amount of fans that I think WWE has, and I think that's what's going to hurt it. I agree. Like, you're not going to get that big WrestleMania week, in the States, wherever it is, because you could go to WrestleMania in New Orleans or Vegas or whatever and not go to WrestleMania and still see tons of great wrestling. Who's going to make the trip to Saudi? Now, the flip side of it is, I guarantee you they're going to charge an arm and a leg for those tickets, probably more than you're ever going to see in the United States or even a London WrestleMania. The tickets are going to be insanely expensive, and they're going to make a ton of money. And that's what TKO is about. I'm sorry. That's what TKO is about. It is what it is, right? There's been a lot of WWE decisions lately that I don't understand, and TKO and all that, and this is one of them. And kind of like what Brent Ross said earlier, like, I agree. I kind of and I know a lot of people said it, but I'd love to see AEW try to run something WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans and just invite all the indies and everything and do their own WrestleMania weekend thing on that weekend, like counter program them for once. I think that'd be kind of a neat thing to do. And I think it would pay off pretty well for Tony Khan and AEW if they did that. I think some of the US fans would appreciate that. But that's my take. Like, the build's going to be interesting because you can't really, I don't know. There's some of the stars probably won't go, or unless they're going to pay them huge bucks to go. And like you said, you're not going to get the independent shows around there. I say that. Who knows? The Saudi could drop, $2 million to GCW and say, "Come bring your shows here," and then GCW will run a show. But overall, I don't see it happening. I think it's just going to be a WWE weekend, and that's going to be it.
All right, I see where you're going with this. I'm kind of feeling you there. We got some good points out here too. Like, first of all, Byron, do you still text Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, I responded to him.
He's become Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, Rob Ice used to randomly text me pictures of TJ Miller, or like a video he took of TJ Miller while watching Deadpool in the theater, and he would send me the same thing over and over again. And yeah, no, he loved. There was actually one time we were shooting in Burlington, Vermont, and we were out at dinner, and he found a table full of women, and he went up to them. He brought Wes, the sidekick, the other guy, and me up to the table, and he's like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Oh, Vanilla Ice, we love you." And then he's like, "This is my friend TJ Miller." He said, and I'm like, "Watch Deadpool 2." And they're like, "Oh, that's so cool." And then he goes, "Do you guys know who TJ Miller is?" And they went, "No."
Oh my god. Oh,
but
Jesus. All right, here's a great segue comment to go to Meefloaf. Nothing says Americana like WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
What's
Thanks, Tony? So true.
What's the large Americano gimmick going to be for the Saudi shows?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just glad I'm not a real journalist, because I'd literally be in pieces about this news.
Literally be in pieces.
It's just about money. When we obviously heard the magical words of, oh God, I forgot the point about that one. It was, New Orleans. When New Orleans got stripped of WrestleMania, we knew this was kind of coming. And they spent forever doing the whole thing with Khan and London after Money in the Bank, and it wasn't coming. It was, I think they were going to do it, and then obviously we know what's happened. London doesn't have billions of pounds to pay for it. So it's just a fucking shit show. That's my take on it.
Hey,
just money, just fucking money. It's just fucking money, and their whole thing now is just money. Tickets are ridiculous. It costs like £700 to sit in the nosebleeds. Fuck it.
But did you see the TKO guys, whatever his name is?
About family tickets.
After the prices already were insane. And after they went back to Europe a second round, and everyone kind of was like, okay, it was cool one time. I'm not going to do a new mortgage on my home to get nosebleed seats again. He's like, yeah, I think we can raise the tickets even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, like I said to you guys the other day, it costs, I can go watch Leeds play Premier League football, get hammered, but it cost me like $50.
Right.
Football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, is 1,000 times more entertaining than fucking wrestling right now.
This is why we have Meefloaf, guys. You're just never going to get these takes anywhere else. Love it. Yes, I am. Sorry, of course we're marks. It's a fucking Who comes into a wrestling podcast chat room and says Mark?
We sold shirts. We sold MMM branded shirts that said Mark on the front. Just
there's
so you
nobody on this show and or watching this right now that is not a Mark. I would love to say that I repeatedly tell people all the time that I'm not a Mark. I'm a wrestling supporter, because that's exactly what a Mark would say.
I had 60 old.
Got a kayfabe it.
I'm nearly bankrupt myself.
Yeah, no, you had a legendary collection. Conan was so impressed that he would tell other people about it.
Yeah, where's that? Have you sold everything?
No, I sold a few pentas. got rid of a few things because I just don't have the space now to display anything. So
if you're going to give anything away for free, I think Casey wants something.
Okay, here's my segue. Don't get me started on the ticket prices. Well, Sonny, funny you should say that because I am absolutely going to get started on the ticket prices because I think that's where this all lies. It lies in those comments that those guys are talking about. It's also why I think this is a good thing. And I know that's not the take I think anyone's expecting from me, but let's go to Saudi Arabia. Let's do WrestleMania there. Let's get it over with. We know these guys have a big bill to pay. We know what's happening here. TKO paid way too much money for this. They got Vince out of there. It was Nick Khan's entire job since Universal insulted him with that underwhelming bid years ago. Nick Khan was supposed to come in, make this company saleable. That's why we got the PG era. That's why we got all those mid-card layoffs when all those guys got thrown out, Alistair and Cross and Keith Lee and all those guys. It's the reason for so many things that have happened, and it succeeded. So look, plan well one, and then they turned the tables, didn't give Triple H a big piece of the company, somehow made him the Dana White anyway, let Vince, hoist himself on his own petard and go away. And like, it's just coming up roses for TKO, and everybody just has to accept it at this point in time. It's their shit literally does not smell. They're robbing us blind on ticket prices. Guess what? They're still selling out shows. Yep. We have to stop going. I know people who are talking about going to Saudi Arabia for this freaking WrestleMania. Are you kidding me? It's insane. They're winning. We're letting them win. We're going to let them win. I had all sorts of things bad to say about Saudi Arabia 4 or 5 years ago or whatever when they were doing this stuff. Guess what? I've watched every show that they've done in Saudi for the last 4 years. I've watched them all. I talk about them with my buddies. Like, I'm not going to miss a big show. And here's the thing that I'm going to tell you is going to be cool about this WrestleMania. You're going to see shit at this WrestleMania that you will never, ever see again in wrestling. You might see Undertaker versus Steve Austin. I don't know that you need to see that. Yeah. But wrestling, one of the things that I think AEW makes the point all the time is that wrestling is supposed to be a spectacle. It's supposed
you might see Taker versus Yokozuna.
Why not? Why not? I mean, who knows what they're going to do for this? Because Saudi is booking this thing. You pay $500 million for a single event. You get to have whatever event you want.
I haven't booking it.
I haven't seen any of them. I have a question. Are there women in the audience?
Yes. Yeah. With families on the not royalty side, not on the camera side, I think, or whatever.
You can't see them.
But here's the thing. So let me go to Bianca's statement because I know, Bianca's statement was ridiculous. Let's be honest. Like, somebody PR her up a little bit better and give her a slightly more eloquent answer. That just for a black woman to be the one to go up there and say, yeah, we're breaking down. There was a way to say that. And it's not an untrue thing either. When they started doing the shows, women weren't even allowed. Okay. And then women were allowed. And then if you look at culturally some of the positive impact that these events have had, it is there. That does not excuse any of the politics of the country when it involves women, in my opinion. But it does say that, look, there's a way to change people's minds about things. And maybe the capitalism of it all and bringing the entertainment over there and letting the women perform and the women and the kids and the next generation seeing strong women in a different position, maybe that does help a little bit. I'm not opposed to saying that. I'm not forgiving anything that Saudi Arabia does, but I'm saying that maybe some of what Bianca was saying, there was a nugget behind there. The way she said it, however, was clownish.
The great thing about money is it will make people change their standpoint.
Yeah, it was like a hostage video. Like what?
Blink 3 times if you need help.
What's happening here? What's going on? Anyway. This is what we're in for with TKO. And people also forget, I've heard a lot of people talk about, they already got the money from Netflix and this, that, and the other thing. But they haven't. Netflix can option out of it halfway through. People forget they do still have to perform for Netflix. And I've heard Netflix is not terribly pleased about the ESPN deal. So we'll see how some of this stuff pans out. TKO still has their work cut out for them. Oh, wow. This would be amazing. I just want to see this.
Sheik is going to get his pin back.
Can we see Meefloaf versus Byron at WrestleMania? You might see TJ Miller versus Meefloaf, but I don't know if Byron will be allowed to come.
I do want to say, I do want to ask you. Oh yeah. The whole ESPN thing. For a minute, everyone's saying get VPNs or you can use your cable login and you can stream the shows on ESPN. You don't have to do the $30 a month just for the ESPN app. And now today or yesterday, it's beginning to come out. Maybe not. Most or a number of cable provider logins will not get you the ESPN streaming channel that has the WWE shows, like the one this Saturday, which is meant to counter program AEW.
Mm-hmm. Wait, does AEW have a pay-per-view on the exact same day as WWE?
They do.
Oh, that's funny. That's so odd that a company would do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much they compete for audiences anymore. If your main event is Brock versus Cena, and the other one is AEW people.
What is it?
Come on, Hangman and Kyle Fletcher.
Young Australian, 26 years old.
Oh, yeah. Hangman versus Kyle Fletcher. I wasn't sure which one.
I assume that's going to be the main event, yeah.
For the title, it should be. I think that's going to be a great match. But I don't think anyone who's excited for a Hangman match is going to be torn about missing a Brock Lesnar match.
And vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Someone who's excited to see Brock Lesnar in a match is like, who's Hangman? So,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they actually split numbers or if they both do just fine. But have you heard about the ESPN thing? Is that going to hamper buy rates or viewing rates for the WWE show?
Nobody knows, to be completely honest. And this is one of the things going on with streaming in general right now is it's the wild, wild west. As most of you guys know, Byron and I work in TV and our industry is topsy-turvy because no one knows where the money is right now. The ad-supported models have come in and they're just getting started and ad rates haven't really solidified. Subscribership is all over the place because people do like what I do is I turn on a service for a month, watch the shit out of it and turn it off. I don't stay with it 12 months a year. I don't have Hulu year round. I don't have Netflix. I keep year round. And I did that even before. And I just find stuff on Netflix very easy. Prime, I keep year round because I use Prime for free shipping or whatever. But everything else, man, it comes on and off. Apple, I think I have something where I keep it all the time now. Damn, Meefloaf was just like, I'm out of this shit.
He said Netflix and he had enough.
He probably didn't plug his computer in.
Can I recommend a show for you on Netflix? If
a cable for Meefloaf's computer? You can recommend that. What show?
It's a foodie show. I know you're a foodie because you. It
has a name. That name would be
food shows, and you like this stuff. It's called Tastefully Yours, and it's a K-drama, and it's about food and people who make food in restaurants. It is fantastic.
It's real good.
Okay, see? JT signed off on it, so I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's good. I like K-dramas and K-action, though. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I love.
This is why we love Rebecca. You are correct.
I love though if you're watching
so will I, Sonny.
Show and it's like the food drama show or sci-fi monster show, Gonshon Creature, I think.
That one's real good too.
Yeah, but they all have the K-drama elements where out of nowhere the two main people just stare at each other in the light snow for like a minute for no reason.
Like, GTV wants to know why you're not talking about this show.
No, these shows are great. This is what you should be watching.
You're a mark for yourself. Okay, I will watch it. All right. So Meefloaf is back. I think we have Meefloaf back. So I will go on to topic number 2. Dos, you see that? Getting good at Spanish.
Does that have to? Is that foreshadowing?
Probably, because this next question is about the rebirth of AAA. AAA? AAA.
Oh, Meef is gone again.
AAA.
Yeah.
So WWE recently acquired AAA, and by the way, that was a magnificent price compared to, I mean, like, if we're looking at it, basically, I think it's 1/62nd of the money that they got for one WrestleMania is what it took to buy all of AAA. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the numbers here.
Kind of hairspray for Maricela.
Luchadors, no, here's one of the things. Luchadors now have respectable contracts. I have this on good authority. Most of the actual talent at the company that has been officialized is very pleased.
Question about that. Do they still have to poop in a bucket on a bus?
Actually, I've heard that is not the case anymore. That is
fantastic.
They are allowed to stop in villages and poop in a bucket outside of the bus now.
It's an upgrade.
So along the way, some interesting things happened. Alberto El Patron was kind of pushed out. And the Mexican people didn't seem to like that so much, to the point where Vikingo is now hated in Mexico and booed, even though he's still portrayed as the babyface in storylines. Dominic Mysterio is now your AAA champion, Mega Campeon, which I think is probably a good thing. Lola Vice is overnight the face of the women's division.
Well, I wouldn't say face.
Okay.
Yes.
Point taken. And production quality under Jeremy Borash might be better than even some of the other WWE shows right now. But what are we thinking? How are we feeling about AAA now being under the then now forever together banner? Wait, why aren't there some fucking luchadors in there? If they're going to do that, like, they've got access to a whole lot of luchadors they could put in that clip now. Anyway, so who wants to take this first? Any takers?
I'll go first.
All right. JT wants
I'll go
You
first.
can
Big window.
I'll take this one first. Yeah, make me big. Give me that big window.
No,
Not you.
Big window. Big window.
Yeah, so, you touched on it, like the contracts are up. Not only that, the medical treatment they can get now is better for the AAA people. So there's good sides to it when it comes to the wrestlers. As far as the fandom side, I don't feel like it's just as AAA as it used to be. Now, granted, AAA has been the same forever, so I think the production improvements are going to be good. My issue is kind of like what they did in TNA when they went to help TNA. Now all the NXT stars have all the belts. Are we going to see the same thing in AAA? We're not going to see their homegrown luchadors with the belts because they're giving them all to the WWE guys. If it's a temporary thing just to bring eyes to the product, and then they're going to eventually fade that out and just be AAA and luchadors, and that'll be it, fine. But I think it's one of those things that's going to have to play out, and we'll see how it does. But I think for the short term, good for all the wrestlers, and we'll see where it turns out in the next 6 months. Does Dom hold the belt for 390,000 days and beat Roman and Ready? That would be ridiculous, right? Like, what's the next part of it? I guess that's going to be the big telling part of it, in my opinion.
All right. Byron, Meefloaf, who wants it?
Go on then.
All right, I'll go next. Big screen me. All right, so I kind of enjoyed tuning into Trainwreck AAA shows, Triple Manias. You have Vampiro arguing with people on Twitch, farting on the live mic, yelling, "Where's my music?" And there's a lot of good stuff he did too. But it's just I'm a big fan of that, and it's unique. That was the show. You don't see that anywhere else. And also, like, much love to Vampiro. He was on our show. He's at NWA now. I'm not trying to rag on him. I'm trying to just talk about the charm. Hugo doing lines on live TV.
No, do we know that's what he was really doing? Come on.
Okay, well, I didn't say lines of what. It was just lines of a white powder on the desk,
protein
in the
protein
foreground.
Powder.
Yeah, maybe. He's the guy doing protein powder, and yeah. So, like, there was a charm to that, and then, like, their matches, just they're formatted and performed differently than what I'm used to seeing on TV. And I love Japanese wrestling. when I first saw it, I was like, this is like nothing I've seen in America. And I love the difference. And when I started watching a lot of Lucha Libre, I love that. Like Conan talked to us about how it's different. It's like, you know, people didn't get the psychology because it's like a video game, and it's just completely different for good and bad, but it's very enjoyable to me. And now we're watching WWE type product, you know, like NXT was awesome. NXT was kind of WWE version of like PWG Super Indies, and everything begins to get homogenized. And then there's also less places to work. Like, let's use a specific example, like Karrion Kross. He didn't like, or whatever, he wasn't extended, re-signed WWE. So where can he work? Well, if they didn't own AAA, he'd be doing main events at AAA, because that's what he was doing a while before he first signed with WWE. He could have been doing that. And in addition to working indies and doing everything else, now he can't. All of a sudden, AAA became like TNA. It became, well, if he wanted, maybe if he was going to go work there instead of the main roster, he'd have to take a pay cut. Someone would have to take a pay cut and become WWE development talent. So I think that sucks. Some people are doing that, or they're working their own deals and making it work. But I think it sucks because ultimately it makes less places for you to work. It gives you less leverage, which is what TKO wants and WWE wants. And like there's less options. And also Dominic was great. That match with Vikingo was great. I think Charles, it's hilarious that it. Huh?
Charles is correct on that statement.
Oh yeah. See, like, you know, it doesn't take much to all of a sudden have no places to work now, whereas there used to be a bunch of options. Anyway, but I think it's funny.
Minutes, but I'm just letting you go because I like hearing you ramble sometimes.
I think it's funny. Vikingo was like an AEW mid-carder, and now he's like this big deal for WWE's AAA. And also, Dom is the champion of Mexico, but he's only a mid-card title holder in America.
Well, yeah, I think that's what WWE wants to do. I guess I'll go now. You want to go last?
I would be upset if my world champ was just like a mid-card guy.
All right. Well, no, and I'll start there because I think it's part of the whole WWE thing. Like the first thing that they do is they're establishing the hierarchy. They're doing it with TNA also. It's like, but it works. It's like, yes, our mid-card guy is qualified to be your champion, but also that works. Dom as the AAA champion works. It just works. It works for me. I know Meefloaf is going to disagree with that, but it works for me. I think, look, Conan's the kid's godfather. You knew this shit was going to happen. Borash has always had a hard-on for Dominic. He loved it when Dominic came down to NXT. He thought he had a great attitude. He came in and did the work. Kid was spending extra time in the gym while he was on the main roster. Like, he took it really seriously, and it impressed Borash. And Borash is, by the way, the guy who is running AAA. It's not Dorian. It's not Conan. They're still there. They're still involved, and they're doing the day-to-day stuff. And, you know, they get to do a whole lot. But Borash has the final say. So, you know, he's the Shawn Michaels or the Triple H of AAA. It is not Conan. It is not Dorian. And he liked the kid. Conan likes the kid. Is it a surprise that they put the belt on him when he's the biggest star that is willing to come down there, that's got a legacy in the country? And the fans are cheering him. He's a heel champion, and the fans are cheering him. And let's not forget the El Grande Americano of it all. The third El Grande. Okay, I absolutely hate. JT can tell you this. I despised the El Grande Americano gimmick when it started. The Gable thing. And I love Chad Gable. You guys have all heard me say great stuff about Chad Gable. One of my favorite wrestlers in the past 3-4 years. He held down WWE for a year solid. Love that dude. As Grande Americano, hated it. Thought the whole thing was offensive. It was like blackface except for Lucha Libre. It was terrible. It was awful to me. Somehow, Kaiser doing El Grande Americano is fucking brilliant.
He comes at it from a different angle.
It doesn't come off disrespectful. Mexican fans are getting into it. Something about it is just work. He does speak the language. He actually has respect for the culture, even though he's a heel making fun of the culture by doing it, but he's doing it in like an old school fun heel way. When Gable was doing it, Gable meant no harm, but something about it was just fucking offensive.
I apologize just because I know you're talking, but somehow a European has come into Mexico and made it less offensive.
That's a good point.
It's just how much of our audience paid attention in history class?
I mean, look, the thing I love that Mr. Iguana is getting over. I talked to Kevin Kleinrock about Mr. Iguana when we were doing the Lucha Expo Dos thing or whatever, and like he was getting pushed out. He wasn't getting used anywhere. The guy was having a rough go of it. He was in and out of AAA. Couldn't get a real contract. He was barely getting booked on indies. Like he was begging for slots on shows back then. And look at the guy now. He is so over. He put in the time. He put in the work. I love seeing Finn Balor do stuff with AAA too, and his wife's in the back. I don't know if you guys know it, but she's the one doing the commentary in the back. You know, I love seeing the stuff that they were doing. I love seeing Masquerita get in there. I loved seeing, you know, Aerostar. Come on, at the last Worlds Collide, like get out of here. Some of this stuff just pops me to no end. Is it gentrified? Is it getting whitewashed a little bit? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. But is it getting some people that I care about paid better? Is it getting them better opportunities? Are they making some good TV? In my opinion, they really are. They're really doing something, and maybe it's the death of Lucha Libre, but maybe it's the expansion of Lucha Libre for an American audience. I don't know how the Europeans feel, but let's find out. Let's ask Meefloaf.
Well, we're going to have to go for bullet points. So money's fantastic as a concept, but it does look like NXT, and that's my problem with it. I don't want to watch NXT. I don't want to watch fucking Ethan fucking Page or any of these really bland vanilla white guys. I want to watch people with actual talent do spinny things and jump around and actually entertain. And you know, as much as people go on about psychology, and there's a lot more psychology can be done from under a mask, because it takes more to do it from underneath a mask to convey emotion and psychology. But for some strange reason, Americans don't think so. But that's a by the by. But yes, them having better infrastructure, better production values is amazing. But we all want to hear Vampiro screaming about playing his fucking music. Clearly, I mean that's the number one thing, isn't it? that is just Triple Mania summed up. Dom as champion's not that bad, I guess, but you'd have to ask actual Mexicans, not me. I know Ray's kind of a big deal, but sometimes I know him, especially when he lost his mask.
I think Tony's pushing for Kaiser. Speaking of official Mexicans, are you pushing for Kaiser to Grande Americano to be the champion? How do you feel about Dom? Tony, let us know.
As a Brit who's effectively being made Mexican, Kaiser might as well be as well. So
true.
And again, like the whole thing is he goes. We were talking about the language thing. He literally goes in and starts not going see and doing all that shite. The classic, not being funny. Early 2000s WWE thing of like, which WWE hilariously are doing now with the Japanese girls just shouting and what might be Japanese, probably isn't. Let's be honest. So like he goes in and he's singing Seal Islander and yeah, I mean, and talking Spanish because obviously he talks Spanish, but like that's a lot better than the kind of whole shtick that was going on with Gable. I just don't like this new thing where they've added the Spider-Man meme in. It's kind of the problem I find is that with what they're doing a little bit is they're doing these little, funny joke things, and it's because it's Mexican Lucha Libre. They wouldn't do that on a WWE show.
Maybe not. And you got to wonder whose influence that is.
Oh, that's Triple H and Shawn Michaels going hee like little schoolgirls. But also big thing to say is that if you are a WWE who acquired a lot of luchadors at some point and made them lose their masks, you might want, and they're not on TV or they're not being used the best way. Like, I mean, obviously they've put Los Garzas down there and stuff like that. probably if you use your own guys who are Mexican or luchadors and put them in AAA, it might help the crossover.
Okay. I can see that. Meefloaf coming with strong points.
I mean, I'm talking about one person individually, but I'm not going to talk about it.
I mean, elephant in the room. I mean, look, some of this group of people's favorite luchadors were already in WWE, and some may or may not have been used well. So it is a little odd, you know? Like, I don't know how I feel about where Phoenix lies in the grand scheme of things right now. I don't know how
the whole thing with Andrade's fucked him.
He lost his other lucha brother.
Well, and we can talk about that if we want to. In fact, maybe I will in this next segment. Yeah, I don't think this is a topic that we're going to be done with. I think this is just the start of this topic. I think after this little roundtable, really what we're saying is the jury's still out on this whole AAA WWE thing. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know. All right, let's move on. What, Byron? You look bewildered.
What? Did everyone?
No, it's your computer. Everybody's fine.
No, did I go first? It's been a long day.
Did you not go?
I went.
You went, Byron, yeah.
JT, did you go?
You talked about how much you loved really offensive
things. About AAA? Oh, sorry, I've had a long day. I thought we skipped JT, and I thought Justin was being a dickhead.
I love the fact that Byron has.
We'll cut it out.
He zoned out everything.
No,
yes,
I
cut it out of the live show.
Nobody else's opinion mattered. He was just.
I thought Justin skipped you, and I was like, he's being a real dickhead right now.
Well, that's normal, but
that's true. That's why I believed it. By the way, I love the belts in the background. Those are rad.
Yeah, two of them were from my previous YouTube show. They're custom belts.
Yeah.
My old show, I did the No Shave Man Cave, which we've shut down, but we made those custom belts for our show. So
Byron is a belt guy, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, and then that's the AEW Women's Champion, signed by Thunder Rosa.
Oh, I want one signed by Thunder Rosa.
And that is the Crash title by Dulce. And then I got a couple more ones up there. So
that's good ones.
Yep.
Well, Byron, I don't know if you noticed, but I've changed the banner, and you know what that means?
Breakfast.
No, not hot cakes and sausage. Hot takes and sausage. It's time for your hot takes. I don't know what you guys want to talk about, but this is your time. This is your chance to say whatever the hell it is. Oh, God, why did I do this with Meefloaf on the show? I'm asking for it, aren't I? It's your time to say whatever the hell it is you want to say about anything.
Is it about wrestling?
Wrestling related.
Okay.
Wrestling related. Politics can be a different podcast. I'm sure we could ruffle some feathers. No, let's keep it to wrestling. And I'm going to start real quick because I have just 2, maybe 3 hot takes, but I'll get them all in at once. First of all, what the fuck did I just watch for 3 hours tonight on AEW? Good Lord. What was that garbage? Go home show where people are getting hurt. Like Dax gets hurt and a dust
Dude,
up.
That was such a stiff shot
with security. What the hell am I watching? Tekla is doing pie face covers on Aminata that she's kicking out of at 3. What is happening, guys? It's a go home show. Like, yes, weird. Put on a good show, get me excited about the pay-per-view, but also let's not get hurt. Let's be nice to each other. That's all I got to say about that.
Do you remember like year 1 they had a big show and so they put everyone in a match?
And then Phoenix got hurt in the go home show?
He like broke his arm.
Yeah. Like drastically hurt.
Like that's the guy we wanted to watch. Now he's out for a year.
Yeah, like are we going back to that AEW? Come on, let's slow the roll. Like you put together a decent card here. Let's actually get to it. Even though WWE might trounce you with their card on the same day that they're now calling
also like
their 3rd premium live event of the year of like mega premium
WrestlePalooza.
They're hoping to make it as big as make it as big as WrestleMania SummerSlam, which means they can make more money from it.
Right. Which is my other thing going back to the WrestleMania thing is like, don't worry. This is why they made SummerSlam 2 days already. You're still going to get your American version of WrestleMania weekend. All the indie shows can happen there. it'd be nice to have 2 of those, but you still get one. So everybody, it'll be fine. All right. My second hot take, because I'm going to blast through these really quick. How in the hell was Brock Lesnar and R-Truth the best segment in wrestling this past week?
I have an answer.
Like of all wrestling, like of every show, between Homecoming last night, between AEW, between Collision and MJF's crazy shit that he's like, literally, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel icky. Is that okay that I feel icky about that?
You could feel however you want. I think
if it makes you icky, it makes you icky.
I feel like Brock Lesnar pooped on me and everybody applauded for it. Because it was entertaining.
I will say that I think some of the best and most entertaining moments in WWE TV have been where you have an R-Truth or a Sami Zayn, someone like that who is just a loud, just natural performer who's absolutely entertaining in their own skin, no matter what's written for them. And they get in there to do whatever thing, and they make it their mission to crack everyone in the ring with them. So like R-Truth has done that with like Big Show, with Brock and others before. And the bloodline became like astronomical. Like it went to the next level when Sammy came in there and then just started calling everyone Usi and trying to make Roman laugh every single segment. That's what made it the best. It was good.
This is why it was the most entertaining segment of the week, was because it was actually entertaining. Do I want to like Brock Lesnar right now? Not particularly. Like, I was an MMA fan. I liked Brock a decent amount back in the day, but I've never been big on the monster characters in general. But like, the guy can wrestle. He can do weird sexual activities with Vince McMahon, and he can apparently entertain a crowd still. Like, look, I don't expect these people to be my heroes. I really don't. Like, I've said this before. I do, however, expect one thing. If you're going to be on my damn TV, if they're going to bring you back, even though you're a despicable human being, let's at least entertain me. And he did that job. So that is a very hot take. I'm giving props to Brock Lesnar this week.
I think I would give it to R-Truth. I'll give to Ron.
I'm giving, and I'm not, and that's not my props and drops segment. I have other stuff for that, but I'm just saying that my hot take is Brock Lesnar somehow in the most entertaining segment of the week. I'm done. Byron, what do you got to talk about?
I got a medium take.
Should I make you medium big then?
Yeah.
Wait, that's not it. Is there a way to make a medium big?
Like medium rare.
No.
A little bit more. No. Not too much.
No. Oh yeah, that one works. No.
To be fair, mine has been called medium by several.
I'm just trying to see if I can do a. I can't make Byron the main guy.
We can't do the visual gag.
I don't know.
What were my takes? I do have a take.
There you go.
I have a whole thing about Keith Lee. I think that all is going to end up just not mattering at all whatsoever.
What do you mean?
So I'll say my first hot take is that I thought we were going to go over this in an earlier segment as well. WWE wants to switch out the audience from the WWE audience to the crowds they get at UFC shows. I think that's what they want to do, because I think there's more money in those crowds. They charge more. But UFC shows are more like events as opposed to weekly occurrences, like 2-3 shows a week.
Can I ask a question?
But I think
with because obviously celebrities, you want celebrities there to bring eyes to your product. Do they comp them?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
So if they're comping them, if WWE wants to do that, the all the money's gone. Because those floor seats that they have at WWE, let's be honest, if WrestleMania in Saudi, it's probably about 10 grand for a floor seat.
Yeah, but they do that. They still have like a few that they bring out the celebrity for like the segment they're gonna be on the camera.
But WWE would have ridiculous people on there. It'd be like, I don't know, I can't even think of C-list celebrities now because they're all A-list.
Well,
make the seats 15,000, and then that pays for a few ones that you give away for free.
The important thing about the celebrity things is one of the biggest things that Netflix was buying when they bought the WWE is they've been having a terrible time promoting their product outside and inside of their product. It's hard for Netflix to advertise. Other other TV stations don't want to advertise Netflix. They're the fucking competition that's been killing them all for years now. They've been buying tons of billboards, but who the fuck watches a streaming show based on a billboard? So part of what it is that Netflix bought was destination programming, where people are showing up every week, where they can advertise, where they can sit their C-list celebrities from some new game show that they're trying to plug in the front row. That's why you don't know who half these people are. But also you have to look at TKO and Ari Emanuel and his bigger business as a Hollywood agent and having other entertainment companies. So he's got other stars. It's the reason why Tony Hinchcliffe got plugged in and nobody over there lambasted exactly him about his antics or the terrible things that he did, because at the end of the day, they still had big money coming up with his Netflix special. So everybody had to bow down and shut up and take the Tony Hinchcliffe of it all and let it ride. I mean, it's part of the deal. It goes back to the same thing. It goes back to Saudi Arabia. It goes back to the whole thing. Like, they have to make money, and this is put WWE into the Hollywood ecosystem, and this is part of the ecosystem.
So I think they want to do more of that. I think like the recent fight that happened. I don't know too much about the fight, but I do know there were comedians in expensive suits. Dave Chappelle couldn't even afford the sleeves on a suit. They were ringside watching the fight. It's like, oh, that's a cool thing. I need to know about that. And that's, I think, what TKO wants WWE shows or the big shows to be like. And also, like, still, Trump is getting booed at WWE shows. And I think he's like a hero at UFC shows.
And
you could get
he's getting booed at WWE shows in which cities? It's a very regional thing.
Well, when they show him on the screen, but the recent shows they showed him on the screen, he got booed.
Since Jorge Masvidal came out for Trump, all MMA fans are Republicans. You have to accept that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, politics aside, he's the president and he's in charge of stuff. And I think, wait, was that the boxer, the fighter who got deported after his fight?
No, that wasn't Masvidal. That was funny. That was messed up.
That was a great move.
They knew where the guy was the whole time, and they waited till the fight was over, till he made a bunch of white people money, and then deported his ass. It was messed up. It was totally messed up.
Good business,
but not surprising.
Julio Chavez
Jr., right?
Yeah, but so I think though, it's also politics aside, over like what side he's on. It's better for WWE at the scale they're at. They're doing. And TKO's doing business deals, they want the government on their side. So I also think switching the UFC crowds where they're pro-government, it'll be nicer. If they could get the president to be ringside for their show and get cheered, maybe they'll get a better deal somehow. Byron, I mean, they're already in the cabinet and all that stuff. Anyway,
it's king.
My other super hot take is that I think Keith Lee, maybe not, but maybe it's going to come back this weekend because he tweeted and reminded everyone that he exists. And also, I think the landscape has changed. I think for a while it made sense for him not to renew his contract and go to WWE and work with his wife. But now, given the TKO state of roster management over there, I think a guy like Keith Lee is the first person they would cut. So I think maybe, of course, maybe none of this even matters whatsoever, and TK just isn't booking him because he doesn't have a spot. But maybe he revisited and re-signed or like got back in the loop with TK, and he'll come back this weekend. I think it makes sense for him in AEW, and I think he's great. And I think the opportunity is there right now with main eventers going out for like a year, 6 months to a year. You at least have Swerve and Ospreay. Willow Spray out for like 6 months to a year. There's room for him. He could come back and be a top guy. So
I think if Keith Lee went on an indie and did something amazing, Tony would go, I should sign that guy.
Yeah.
And then realize, oh shit, I've got him.
Here's a hot take from Comatose. Brock is insufferable to persist when he's on the microphone. He can wrestle, but unfortunately his massive meathead doesn't understand that he's a reckless silverback gorilla and king of Suplex City.
These are all valid points.
That's a great hot take for you. All right, Meef, what do you got? What do you want to talk about? What's your?
I forgot. Let JT go first while I remember.
Great. I can do that. I can make him big.
No. Oh.
Well, Byron kind of stepped on mine a little bit. My hot take was going to be, no, that's fine. Was going to be that, all the talk about Swerve being out, Ospreay being out. You've got Omega who's on and off, and everybody's like, oh, AEW's in trouble. My hot take was, I don't think so. Look at this card they built for this pay-per-view. I mean, yes, the go-home show was iffy tonight. I didn't hate it as much as you did, Justin, but I agree it was rough. But I think this card going into All Out is one of the better All Out cards they've had in years, because usually it's been all in, all out, and you're like, oh, shit, All Out? Who's on that? And I think this is a pretty decent card going into that, and I think it's going to be huge to see the main event with Hangman and, Kyle Fletcher. I think this will be like one of those, hey, look, we could show out just like the guys who started this place, and just like Ospreay, and just like Swerve can do. So I think that was going to be the one I was going to talk about, is it looking like AEW is putting those next man up, whereas previously when their top guys went out, they fell apart. We would see like they didn't know what they were doing and all that. So I feel like this pay-per-view coming up is going to be a good one. And the other one is, now you got CMLL show going to do English commentary for the first time on Triller TV. So I think that's kind of a cool thing too. That's kind of a little, AAA counter programming now, but we'll see, CML show. I'm excited to watch that. That's going to be a good one too on Friday night or Friday evening or whatever time it is.
Yep. I agree. That's a good point. All right, Meefloaf.
Oh, so I remembered something. So it's mainly about money. It's just about, I think, as much as I don't like AEW. I can't watch that, and I don't have much time for Tony. I think it's not going to hurt WWE as a company because they're going to be loaded. But I think in wrestling terms, Tony gets his shit together, and I mean gets his shit together, like someone hits him with a fucking stick. He could really capitalize on this moment, because WWE is basically saying fuck off to fans, especially with this thing that the guy came out with on the family ticketing thing. That just says everything. The Saudi thing, and it's just, we understand it and it makes sense. They're making money. I'm going a bit Disco Inferno here, because I actually agree with the stuff he says about their money thing. Just look at their thing. Everybody's watching the little 15-second clips now. That's how people are digesting wrestling. If Tony just listens to somebody, gets his stuff together, then AEW will be the biggest wrestling company to watch. Not necessarily the one that makes the most money, but it'll be the one that possibly does better figures amongst wrestling fans, rather than catch.
I could see that,
but that's just. I just think I don't think you can harm WWE. But what they're doing is harming themselves.
Exactly.
So they're self-sabotaging themselves, but they'll never self-sabotage because they make too much money to go.
I don't know though, man. I mean, the 83 weeks was two things. It was WWE kind of getting soft, and still being cartoonish and whatnot. And it was also Eric Bischoff and Hogan and Hall and Nash having one good idea. They rode that good idea for, a 3-year win. Like the ratings just kept going up and up and up. And then they finally started beating the guys, and they beat them for a year and a half or whatever. And then they finally dropped back off, and WWE, bought the shit and took back over and whatever. But at the same time, like, there is a formula. We've seen it. We know what the formula is. Wait for them to get soft like this. Wait for them to get too big for their britches, and then attack with some good shit. But that good shit cannot just be in-ring wrestling. Yes, I, at this point, do not dispute that AEW is where the best wrestle. It, however, is not where the best entertain. They need to be more entertaining. They need some storylines. I need some more holy shit moments. When you burn somebody's house down, can we turn that into a week-to-week storyline, not just leading up to one pay-per-view match, have that moment happen and then disappear, and then have it be this little trickle of stuff in the background every now and then.
Storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was a good piece of storytelling, but I don't think they used it enough. I think that you need to do more. You need to tease that up. The Christian Cage and Edge getting back together thing. Holy hotshot, Batman! What are we doing here? That was a 4-month program that we did in one night.
A lot of their stuff is rushed storytelling.
Omega and Ospreay getting back together.
The storytelling is those guys sat around going, "Oh my god, this would be such a fucking good idea. Let's fucking do it." It's like when I was in college making film. We literally would go, "Oh my god, this is the most crazy idea," and then it was shit. It seemed so good when I was thinking of it.
There were early Swerve storylines that were like 6 months condensed into 3 weeks that I remember really bothering me. But like the Kenny Omega and Hangman reunion in the ring, that almost didn't register because you're supposed to, in promoting and in wrestling, you're supposed to get the fans to want the thing before you give it to them.
Right.
There's some surprises, but that's what you're supposed to do for the most part. I didn't know to
want the thing.
Yeah, I didn't know to want Kenny and Hangman in the ring together. I didn't know that. They were in the ring and it took me a second. It's like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a good moment.
Right.
But I love AEW a lot. I definitely enjoy their matches and their shows a lot more than you. Their pay-per-views, I think, are the best wrestling pay-per-view that you can buy and watch with friends. I do. Casey and I did find out, however, it is very much beneficial to take an intermission halfway through and go and get ice cream, and then come home and watch the rest of the show.
Gotcha.
That solves the 8-hour pay-per-view.
All in was ridiculous.
I mean, me and JT were there, and it was like,
but I will say,
guys.
But like watching Dynamite,
at a wedding, it's an all-day event.
I love watching Dynamite, but if I am distracted on a Wednesday night watching it, the slightest bit, it pulls me out of the show.
Right.
Because there isn't, like, I love the show, and it's my favorite wrestling show of the week, but there isn't so much built into the show that draws you in. Whereas I have sat for like an entire 3-hour Raw where I don't like Raw. I don't like the WWE style, especially the old Vince style of sports entertainment. You know, I like some of the wrestlers and some of the things, but by and large, I don't like the 3-hour show. But sometimes it's Monday night and I just want something on in the background. Next thing you know, I'm watching this show for 3 hours that I am not enjoying, and I can't turn it off until the overrun is over.
But they did enough storytelling to actually make you watch a show.
Right. But the way WWE presents their show, it's gripping. Either storytelling or the style of it. It goes, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. AEW is the opposite, to show I want to watch, but I find it hard sometimes to follow if there's any kind of impediment.
It's like going to an indie show. It's just matches. It's cool. They're really good matches, and someone has spent a lot of time and obviously money booking the guys in, getting flights, hotels, blah blah blah. So it's wonderful to watch, and obviously, but it happens over 2 hours. And it's live, so it's a bit more kind of, you can't go anywhere. Whereas when you're at home and I can go make toast.
All right, you guys have seen the banner has changed. That means it is time to switch gears. So come with me. We'll take a little trip down memory lane. Imagine this. Imagine that you could have a match where you had, I don't know, let's say like Sami Callihan.
Oh my God.
Sonny Kiss. And
Sonny Kiss. Shout out.
Let's throw in Masquerade Sagrada. How about let's throw in Thunder Rosa, Daga, Ivelisse, and even Paul London. Sammy Guevara. This match actually happened. The Reptile Tribe versus the Rabbit Tribe versus the Misfits. happened at Ultima Lucha Quattro. And that match, the trios, the final trios match of all time is the Lucha Underground Lookback this week. Byron and I were there.
Mm-hmm.
I know JT and Meefloaf have watched this match. This is just like going back and watching this match, and I'm just thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, why can't more wrestling be like this?
Yeah.
And we're not talking anything super duper crazy. Like there was decent work rate in the match, but I mean, like, you know, Masquerita is in there with Cross.
Yeah.
You know, and Cross is choke slamming Thunder Rosa, and Sammy Guevara and Thunder Rosa are doing a Spanish fly off the top of the scaffolding.
Yeah.
And Cross is basing for Lucha Libre moves, and holy crap. Sammy Callahan as Jeremiah Snake or whatever.
Crane,
whatever the hell is.
His name was Jeremiah Crane, but he was in the Reptile Tribe, not a birdie tribe.
Yeah, he joined the Reptile Tribe.
Which we still never found anything out about the belt. All the tribes.
Yeah. Well, Daga, Cobra Moon, and Sammy Callahan were defending the trios titles. That was the match. In a 3-way match.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I love how everyone...
What universe are we living in?
Everyone was almost from like different dimensions or different realities somehow. It was just, that was the best. It was like, that's like, it's all going to be silly, but it's going to be gritty. We're going to have a dragon.
Out of the Earth, Byron, after the rejuvenation of the world. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's a valid point.
It started at I would say Aztec strictly. It's Aztec, Mayan, Native American history standpoint, and then they went after season 1.
I mean, look,
yeah,
and it's funny to see where these people have gone now. Like
Steve the mechanic.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, Big Bad Steve messaging me at 3 a.m.
Big Bad Steve.
Big Bad Steve.
You want to buy some masks that may or may not be given to me?
Do you know how he probably still be working somewhere on some sort of TV?
I think he is actually a mechanic now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Some people just get canceled that way. Now, the cool thing I will say about this match is penis guy was actually removed from this match. Was supposed to be in this match, and that was actually how Sammy Guevara got in this match, which is a good thing because Sammy Guevara, I happen to know, is the guy who laid out the whole fucking match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
he basically,
awesome.
I think him and Chavo basically laid out this whole match.
That's great. I also like how Penis Guy couldn't do the penis gimmick. It's like you could be sleazy,
and now
but you
after
can't
the
do
fact,
that thing.
Aren't we happy that Lucha Underground never let him do that? Eric Van Wagen was always kind of like, I think we'll just keep it on the indies. Like maybe we'll let you tuck a thing in your shorts or something, but let's not do a penis plex. Let's maybe not do that. Let's maybe not sexually harass the female talent in the ring, since you seem to do plenty of that on the side anyway. You know, in hindsight, it was a good thing. Comatose Mrs. Lucha Underground. Yeah.
And also, first of all, shout out to everyone who shut down his comeback show recently. Mad props to you guys. But
the funniest thing about him is he hasn't learned the British guy's way of doing it. Just go to Mexico. Travis Banks is there. My Skull's there. Just
But also, for me, with all the fantastic characters and stories and stuff with Lucha Underground, one of the things that really brought, and I was one of many people who rekindled their passion for pro wrestling with Lucha Underground. Part of it was the community and how much fun it is to go to a show with people and yell with everyone and just have that that community sort of just going berserk, losing your mind, belligerence, whatever, shared belligerence. It's a lot of fun. But also, they, for the most part, wrote it like an actual TV show where they would set up and then deliver storylines. And that was something unheard of. For me, as an old school WCW fan, they actually had to be able to put your faith in something following through for the most part.
Because just remember, Byron, this is season 4.
Yeah, I know. No, season 5 is when they were gonna, let the luchadors.
I mean, it was
Lucha.
shortly after this that we got the big reveal of Wade Barrett as the overlord of all the Aztec gods.
I think they were like, they gotta let us do a season 5
vested,
if we stop with like Jack Swagger as champ. They gotta let us fix that, right?
They should let me fix it with a shovel.
First of all, Jake Hagar is a wonderful person. I don't care about his politics or what anyone says. I have had personal experiences with Jake.
Same.
Like, I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm not afraid to say it. I don't agree with all the things that come out of his mouth, but I know that me and Jake could sit down right now and have a beer and hash it out.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's kind of dumb. I mean, if his boss, if TK didn't want to like hire, renew his contract and stuff, why would we say, oh, you should still like him? Like, okay, of course he's going to be upset about that.
A year and a half, a hat.
But that was the most over he was ever.
The funny thing is, obviously, like, politics aside, well, Tony Khan funds him, doesn't he?
But I think he's kind of dumb to do all the stuff that he's been doing on podcasts, talking about stuff.
I got a couple.
But I think he's a nice guy.
They come out and say
Also,
dumb stuff.
I liked his wrestling, and I popped when he was a big surprise.
Jesus Christ, are you blind?
Anyway, what?
Are you fucking blind?
It was
You
okay.
liked his wrestling. You can like him as a person, which is subjective.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But,
Well,
I like him as a person, but his wrestling.
Jesus Christ, there's got lines, Byron. There's fucking lines.
I'm sorry, me. Please don't quit the show.
Okay, so I have to ask JT.
Yeah.
What was your feeling when you were a Lucha Underground fan the whole time, right? So you finally get to the Lucha Underground Ultima Lucha Quattro. What were you feeling going into that episode, and what were you thinking about Lucha Underground at the time? Because we've heard everyone's heard what we had to say about it when it happened.
Yeah, I'm probably in line with you guys. Like the 4th season to me. Now, granted, this is years ago, so I don't remember. It's not as fresh in my mind, but I remember the 4th season not being as exciting as it was. Like, I was like into it. What the fuck's going on? So, but I love Lucha Underground. Like, it was just like Byron was saying, it's what reignited my passion for wrestling again after a lull. And I think that's why I had such a good connection with it, that it was just, I don't know, it was just one of those things that like you said, it was written like a story, and I just had a really good time with it. Shoey o'clock.
We all went to it.
JT, what you have to do though is you have to drink the most Australian alcoholic beverage you can, which is Foster's.
Okay.
Foster's is the national drink of Australia.
Dude, Comatose is going to send you a mail bomb. What are you doing?
He's going to send you an envelope of powder.
They love it. They love Foster's. It's their favorite.
You know how many we have more Australians watching this show than any other country right now. You're gonna start. Oh my God! Look!
You blew up the
Aussies.
Goatsy's so mad at you.
Goatsy's from Macedonia. Come on.
He's gonna get on the plane and punch you in the face.
He knows real alcohol. Right.
That's true.
So,
like Australians.
There is kind of a thing that happens because we do have some fans, some Kiwi and some fans from down under.
Yeah.
They have made me do shoeys on this show, but I did a Kettle One shoey.
Good choice.
It was a thing. Boy, I barely made it to the end of that.
We'll actually sterilize the shoe. So
that one shoe does still actually smell really good. The taste in my mouth, though, having imbibed all of the sweaty foot sockness of that shoe, which is no longer in that shoe, it went into me. It was a terrible, terrible thing. Well, look, we're going to do a Lucha Underground look back every week. We might even still bring some of the old cast around. Talk to a few, maybe a few Lucha Undergrounders might pop in for a visit when they have some time. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know if one of those is going to be Cross or not. If he says no, that would be a good sign because maybe he's still under contract. Who knows? But for those who haven't seen,
fishing.
If you're new to the show, we have done several interviews with Cross. Cross actually came on our show to announce when he signed with Lucha Underground, and later, right when he started at TNA as well. But check out some of our older episodes if you can find. I'm sure you can find all of that stuff out there. We have some great stuff with him and Thunder Rosa, with HDF / Santos Escobar.
We had Marty
the Moth, Paul London.
Paul London was one of my favorites.
El Mariachi Loco stopped by along
EVW.
with
we got Skip.
Skip Chasen came by. We got who's the guy who directed all those lovely vignettes. And Conan still thinks that I am Skip and Skip is me. Conan referenced me on his show 2 or 3 weeks ago and gave me credit for half of Skip's work. So Conan, if you're listening to this, which I guarantee you're never getting past the first 5 minutes of another wrestling podcast. But I'm not Skip Chasen. We are both in television. We are both brown people, but no,
I'm Skip Chasen.
I'm Skip Chasen.
Please give me his page.
I'm Skip Chasen.
I work in a supermarket.
But yeah, we'll do this every week. So now we're gonna go to our final segment of the show. Pops and drops. Did I make a banner for this, Byron? Let
me go first. You're asking me what you did? I'm going to say yes. Am I right?
I'm going to make it as you talk. Mass.
So here's sometimes I'll ramble to stall sometimes, and everyone's like, why are you bringing up something that doesn't make sense or has any relevance? But it's just because I'm just trying to keep you occupied while something is being done that needs to be done. Oh no, I ran out.
It's okay, Byron.
No, I'm almost there.
It's fine.
You were fine. You had
it.
I've changed the banner, which means it's time to change the topic to Pops and Drops. This is our favorites and least favorite things of the week in wrestling.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Byron. Now you can actually. You want big screen? Do I have to make
big screen? No, me. All right. So here's the thing. I'm not going to preface it with a monologue. I'm just going to say my favorite thing in the recent weeks is that Riyahd is back on AEW TV. Riyahd rules. If you watch Riyahd in Japan wrestling, where she wrestles people her size or smaller, she wrestles a different style. She's a fucking dickhead and just brutalizes people. It's great. Anyway, Riyahd rules. So she's back on TV and she's the most popular person on the show. It's awesome. My least favorite thing is that Riyahd is back to challenge and lose and put over the champion and then leave TV again for a long time.
Do you know that?
Probably a 1-star match.
Come on.
Are you sure that that's what's going to happen?
Well, she's not going to win. Why would she win? Doesn't make sense. There's no money in her winning without any kind of build or story.
Wrestled for the WWE. Tony went
not gonna win unless it's a surprise pop, but there's no way.
She should. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I wouldn't want her to win without any actual build or storyline. She has the least amount of story. She doesn't need story to pop a match and put on a good match, but she doesn't deserve to win to just show up out of nowhere. Okay, Charles.
That's a great comment. Sorry,
but she's
I think she's 72 pounds.
Kenny Omega said she could kick our asses. All right, settle down, everyone.
And I trust everything he's ever done with women's wrestling.
Joshi wrestlers are tougher and stronger than you think.
All right, so your pops and drops of the week are both Riyahd.
Joshi wrestlers are better than any women's wrestler except for Thunder Rosa in America. We all four will stand on that point.
What about Julia then?
Julia?
Yeah,
she's Joshi.
Yeah,
she's great.
Okay. I thought you were discounting her now. She's in America.
What are you saying?
No. I mean, I would say Joshi. I would say the only female Japanese wrestler who in America on American TV who isn't doing all that great, I think, is Kairi Sane, who I hate to say it. I think she's amazing. I think she's lovely, but I think her WWE work just isn't.
The other two girls cry. Shout and scream. She cries, and they do the kawaii. It's just fucking. They've moved.
They
on
are
from
kind
of
now. And they are kind of becoming a parody of, to your point, a parody of who they are supposed to be. But
all right.
Anyways,
you've exhausted your time, Byron.
I like the fact that he tried.
We have 4 more hours left. Let me keep.
No, we don't.
Just so you know, JT, asking me or Byron anything and not expecting a half an hour. I've been quite good actually, but we usually everything is a half an hour explanation.
Yeah,
and it usually ends up me saying something political.
Look, we're only an hour and a half into a 1 hour show, so
and we also like to interrupt each other. And
I blame reading Casey's statement. Well, can we let JT do his pops and drops?
That's what I've been saying. You guys need to lay out for him. I'm like Kaz here telling you guys how to work the table. Lay out for him. He has the big screen.
This is what I deal with. Okay, JT, you're up.
Yeah, so full transparency, the only thing I really watched this week was Collision on Saturday until Dynamite tonight. So I have not been watching much of the WWE product, but I would say my pop was the MJF promo about leaving his wife to come beat up Briscoe, and that whole program itself I thought was good. I like the fact that MJF said he wanted to work Briscoe, and it seems like they're doing it. But that damn promo, man, I was laughing my ass off. Like, that was probably my pop of the week. I just enjoyed it. As far as drop, man, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I was just like, oh, this sucks. But I didn't watch Raw and I didn't watch SmackDown, so I don't have anything to say about them, to be honest with you.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And I will say this for everybody to know that this show is not going to be a frigging recap show. There's 4 of us. We don't all have to watch the same shit. In fact, we should spread it out to cover more ground because there's so much damn wrestling on television right now.
My big thing is kind of like, Lucha Underground was back in the day. AEW was that for me when it got kicked off. And I have a closeness to it because it's from Jacksonville, which is where I live. I went to the press conference when they announced it. I went to every single show when COVID lifted. So it's kind of close to me as far as like reignited me going to live events and enjoying wrestling. Because at that time, WWE was shit. I was not enjoying it. It was just on the TV and I didn't like it. So having something like that, and especially coming out of COVID, and I had retired from the military. So it was something that was a bonding experience with my daughter because she'd never been to a live show. So it brought us together because we went to them. So for those of you that are new to me, you'll find I have a soft spot for AEW. I am a fan of theirs. And I do lean that way.
So does
Not
Byron.
That I hate WWE all the time, but there are times that I'm just like, I can't watch this crap.
Very easy to hate.
I will say like your story is exactly what makes wrestling so special through generations and generations. One of my friends,
JP.
One of my friends went to WrestleMania when it was in Los Angeles. He got like front, third row, whatever, like right up their seats with his kids. Mm-hmm. And that was so special to him because he was able to pass it on to the next generation.
Yep.
Like his dad brought him to a WrestleMania when he was a kid. And that's what makes WWE such a strong brand, is that people have those memories and the tie and those feelings from those memories.
They're not gonna have them for much longer.
And that's what kind of sucks so much when Mark Shapiro, the fucking asshole, said, "Can we say that?
Get rid of the fans." Yeah. Get
rid of the family
feel.
I mean, we're past the 5-minute mark, so hopefully we're not totally.
No, I don't want to get kicked off of ABC for saying his name.
But just like that, like I had a conversation with Cody Rhodes right after he had his baby, and it was me and my daughter and Cody Rhodes, and I was talking about how like my father grew up watching his father, I'm growing up watching him, and my daughter's watching him, and then when his kid grows up, like it was just this cool like parallel that we talked. It was after an AEW show. Cody Rhodes was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna hang out by the ring. Anybody want to come hang out with me?" And there was like 20 of us that just hung out for like an hour, bullshit with Cody Rhodes. It was on his birthday episode or something. It was awesome. But that whole conversation, and my daughter to this day talks about it. She met Thunder Rosa, who happened to be sitting in the stands in front of her, and that was it. Like they formed a friendship, and it just brought that whole thing together for me. So you will hear me lean that way sometimes, most of the time.
But what if all those people are in WWE like Cody is now?
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
and that's
he's a
fine.
sleeper
Like,
agent.
I watch Cody. When Cody's on, I try to watch it. And when Cody went over there, I watched it. But,
yeah.
You know,
I actually did watch more when Cody was on top.
I did too. And then he kind of got into the WWE thing, and I just got bored of Cody too.
Right.
I still will say, and I don't think this is right in any way, shape, or form, but I will stand by it. Cody is a sleeper agent, and he is going to bring the WWE Universal title world title back to AEW where it belongs. He'll be the real world's champion in the next 7 years.
Comatose really wants to haze JT today.
My Mount Rushmore.
Here it is.
Bret Hart. Are we talking pure wrestling or are we talking politics outside of wrestling? Because I'm going to say Hulk Hogan and everybody's going to get pissy and hate it, but that dude absolutely changed wrestling, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah, he did.
With Vince McMahon and everything. So Bret Hart, probably Hogan, Bryan Danielson, and Kenny Omega. But Kenny Omega, I have been watching since, Noah days. So I'm not a fresh Kenny Omega mark. I watched him wrestle a broom. So yeah, those are probably my four, mixing a little new generation, old generation together.
So mine, I think, are Sandman, the Brooklyn Brawler, the Red Rooster, and Yokozuna.
You're not putting Sting on there.
I'm definitely not putting Sting on there.
Stinger, I'm not.
The thing I will say about Mount Rushmore though is there has to be, because I love lists. I'm a lists guy, ADHD or whatever. But Mount Rushmores need to be put into categories because there's, like you said with the Hulk Hogan thing, there's important to wrestling. So you could do Ricky Dozen, things like that. And then you've got, personally, I like to watch Mount Rushmore.
Yep. And see, the reason why I still have to leave Hogan on the actual Mount Rushmore of wrestling is because think about what Mount Rushmore is. They are the foundational leaders. They're the ones that set the tone. They're not necessarily the best of all time. If you look at the actual Mount Rushmore, it's like you have to put whoever was the first. You have to put whoever, led the charge. Those are the people that get on the Mount Rushmore. They're not necessarily... Like for me, I can't even get Kenny Omega on there or some of the newer guys because they weren't as foundational. Like the fact that Hogan, Andre at WrestleMania 3, and then also the NWO turn.
I have to say one thing though.
Things are foundational.
Because Roy Lucio was in the comments and he will not allow me to get away with this. Connect slammed Hogan first. No, not Hogan. Sorry, Yokozuna. Sorry.
No, it's just. I mean, to me, and that's just how I define the Rushmore thing. It's foundational.
Andre, sorry, what the fuck am I on about? Sorry, it's so early. It's slamming Andre first. I apologize. See, I'm trying to give a history lesson and messing it up.
Wait, where's your pops and drops? It's your turn.
Me.
Yep.
Yeah, you ducking it or what?
Not me.
I
know we look alike, but
to echo JT to a degree, I absolutely watched no wrestling this week, apart from a few clips. So
you have opinions, though.
I always have opinions, but Jesus Christ.
You sent like a picture of like 3 people on a bench, and you're like, "Hey, look, it's the latest Dynamite crowd."
I know that was actually false. I would say my good thing about wrestling this week is no, I don't have one. And the bad thing about wrestling this week would be money.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's totally fair. Wait, I hit the wrong button again. All right, I'm going to give you mine.
Should we stay calm?
No, not yet. I got to give you my pops and drops. First of all,
penis.
We were gonna bring back the show last week, except it was my daughter's Sweet 16. So
happy birthday!
To do. My pop from that week was going to be the MJF and Alicia wedding because somebody mentioned earlier. Oh, Meef said something about how long and boring and awful weddings are. That one wasn't. That was the best wedding of all time. That's all.
The whole day thing. It's the whole day thing. Do you know you get up in the morning and then blah blah blah, and then it goes. I just can't do it.
Look, when MJF and Alicia are doing it, it's great. That's all I can tell you, brother.
I don't think I've been to a wedding that cost that much. So.
The sushi was great. So, anyway, this week, however, my pop of the week, I'd say Worlds Collide overall because I enjoyed it. I don't know. I just enjoyed the show. Maybe it was a little too WWE heavy, but it's Worlds Collide. It wasn't a AAA event. It was supposed to be some WWE, some AAA. That's what it was supposed to be. But the thing I really, really liked, and I cannot believe I'm going to say this, and maybe this is a hot take. Maybe this should have been in my hot take segment, but Fabi and Natty. I not a Fabi Apache fan. I'm not a Natalya fan. I loved everything they did in that match. I was thoroughly entertained. I was glued to it. They were beating the hell out of each other, yet they were still pretty safe. Like, it was crisp. It was Vinny Massaro level crisp. And it was just great. It got over the story. I think it made Fabi into a star. And she's been in and out of AAA so many times. She's been kicked out. She's been on Dorian and Marcella's bad side. She's been on Conan's bad side. She's gotten in good graces with them. She's gotten her dad to get her back in, get her out. She's had heat with other stars in the back. Like, she has had the most up and down, back and forth, bizarre-ass freaking career. But for her to have gotten to where she's gotten in Mexico as a woman, and to finally now be getting her just due, and also at the same time for Natty to be taking kind of that same thing and bringing it from WWE down to AAA. And believe me, there's a lot of people that don't like some Natty, and sometimes for good reason. But I don't expect these people to be my heroes. I'm not judging her as a person, judging her as an actual performer and a wrestler, and she entertained the hell out of me. This gimmick works. I wish WWE would let her do it, but if not, let her keep doing it in AAA, because I'll watch it. And what her and Fabi did was absolutely amazing. And I haven't been a huge fan of Las Toxicas and some of the other stuff that the female division has been doing.
You take La Hydra's name out of your mouth.
Look, I know that you are a fan, and I think she'll get to do some fun stuff with Lola at some point. We'll see.
I was a fan.
Right?
Until recent things.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how everything shapes up for her. But I really thought that deserved some attention, and I think that it was just a great match. And I really liked Worlds Collide in general. I had fun from start to finish watching it. I kind of expected Dom to win, and I liked that finish too. My drop of the week is Andrade. Andrade El Idolo. That's a fumble, brother. I don't know how much of the whole story is out there, and I'm not going to put all the man's business out there because I've heard all of the ins and outs. And I will say this: when you make a boo-boo, and he made a boo-boo, he made some mistakes, he did some things wrong, he failed some tests. Should have studied harder for those tests. When the phone rings, brother, pick up the phone. That's the moral of the story this week. When the phone rings, pick up the phone, and you probably still have a job. If you saw look at the MJF of it all. Go to MJF's Twitter when you guys get a chance. Look at the back and forth there. So Andrade loses his job. Nobody really knows what's going on yet. The whole word hasn't gotten out. Like, we don't know if his contract was up, which seemed a little erratic. That didn't seem right, but whatever. We eventually started finding things out. But at first, MJF, throws this tweet out there like, yeah, come on, let's, it's half kayfabe, half hooking a brother up, like, I'll fight you kind of shit or whatever. Andrade responds, but then MJF starts coming back with like, yeah, maybe after you stop burning bridges, we can do something. Or then he starts talking shit about his relationship with Charlotte and whatnot. It's like, damn, it went from like trying to put a brother on to burying him. And again, that's because in the wrestling business, when somebody calls to try to do you a solid, pick up the phone, brother. It's that easy. Like, and I'm genuinely worried for Andrade's sake right now. I feel like maybe he's not so stable right now. Hang in there, bro. Hang in there, Andrade, because you're still a great wrestler, and maybe, just maybe, there's a place for you in the world of wrestling, even after your umpteenth screw up in the business.
He'll show up Friday night at CMLL.
Yeah, he'll show up somewhere. Well, anyway,
until next time,
stay calm and stay in the mix.